Alright, so let's get this started. We have XYZirconium. He is a gold 3 Katarina player, and we are up against an Annie. Let's see, what are his runes? He has AD. It looks like he has AD magic pen runes, so that's good. Sounds okay, yeah. And you decide to get Doran Shield. Doran Shield is great against Annie because she auto attacks a lot, and she ends up poking you a lot, so Doran Shield is good for being a little bit more tankier in lane and dealing with the poke. Let's look at their team though. They have a Swain and an Annie, so building some kind of MR. Building Merc Treads would not be bad here, because it would help against the Annie and it would help against the Swain. Looks like you're going for this invade. Nothing's really going to happen here. I remember I saw the jungle was pretty spread, at least in starting top, so yeah. Nothing's really going to go on. The fact that Annie has teleport means that she doesn't have that kill pressure on you, so you have a lot more kill pressure on her. So let's move forward a little bit.
Minions have spawned.
Okay, let's see how you play out the laning phase. Remember, level 1, you don't want to shove in too hard. I think the first thing you should focus on level 1 is to just get the 3 melee minions, and that's probably the best start you could have, because once you kill all 3 melee minions, maybe with like 1 dagger or whatever, the wave should be coming in again, so it's not pushing in too hard. If you decide to poke Annie here, that's fine, just make sure you don't hard shove. It looks like she's shoving the wave, so that means you have the incentive to push in as well. If she wasn't pushing in, then yeah, don't. Thought you would get the bounce off that, but you didn't. So now you see the second minion wave coming in. Now it's okay to start poking Annie. You can poke her right now. You could have potentially gotten that melee, the mage minion as well. She's obviously gonna hit 2 first after this 1 minion right here, so you gotta be careful. Wow, she actually didn't go for the minion. You actually got lucky. You would have lost the trade harder. Okay, so you're just farming it out right now. That's fine. Okay, so Annie seems like the type of Annie to Q the minions, more or less. Because there's Annies that either hold their Q for you or hold it for them. Okay. There, I think you might have been able to do something. Let's look at that real quick. Okay, so remember, always be looking to set up your Qs. Every time you go for a CS with the Q, think about setting up, okay? So, you see Annie is here, right? I know you're trying to go back, but the moment that she started walking up... Okay. Look at this mage minion, the melee minion right here. You want to make sure alright, you know that you want that CS. You know that's the minion that you want to queue, right? The moment Annie starts walking up, you shouldn't be walking up this way. You have to walk and try to like match to the other side of her, if that makes sense. So the moment she starts walking this way, you want to walk this way. So that you can line up your Q against her. And you know that if she goes for that harass, that you have some form of retaliation. So, best case scenario, let's say you were here, right? Let's say you walk up and you actually get stunned. You would throw the Q, the dagger will land right here, and you could E onto it right away. You might even potentially be able to dodge your W as well, but that would have been a decent trade for you because at level 2, that's probably the best way. That's probably best case scenario for you because you hit your Q dagger, you hit your Shunpo, and you hit your dagger. So she would only be hitting 2 spells while you'd be hitting like 3 plus autos. So I think ultimately you would have won that trade. Just remember that if you want to throw out your Q, you have to line yourself up. You have to always position yourself on the other side of them so that you can always like have that pressure of having a dagger land on them. But yeah, instead she does it here. You see how you threw the Q and it landed here? It would be better if you were here. Remember, always position yourself right. Okay, thinning out the wave. That's good. So you have your Q and E again. It seems like you tried to set up a Q there, but that was pretty unnecessary. Uh-oh. It seems like you were trying to pick up that dagger as well. Yeah, that was a misplay. When it alright. When it comes to situations like these, alright, first of all, she's level 3 and you're level 2, so don't go in. You're obviously at disadvantage here. When trades like these are too much of a stretch, don't go for them. There's no point. If Annie was like on the dagger, then potentially you could have gone for like a decent trade. But if you have to Eon to Annie and walk towards the dagger just to proc it, first of all, the dagger reset is gonna like it's not gonna reset instantly. So you're gonna take a few more damage before you have your Shunpo up again, and then you can Shunpo out. So in cases like these, just control yourself. Don't go in. Just set up the next Q and see if you can set it up better next time. But you see how little damage you take from Annie? Like that was a pretty bad trade, but you didn't take as much damage. Just know that Annie doesn't really do that much. Best case scenario here is you want to keep the lane. You want to just farm it out at this point. You're low, and you want to thin out the wave just a little bit, so you have some minion waves to work with. Around here, let's see. Annie is kind of overextended. Once you get all your abilities, you might be able to jump on her for a trade. Nah, it doesn't seem worth it because you don't have any pots, and Annie has 2 pots. So at this point, you kind of messed up the laning phase with that one trade. So because you're at this point, you have to just use your Doron shield and just sustain. You're already you're behind in farm, you're behind in whatever. So what you have to do at this case, when you feel like you're behind in terms of sustain and health, you have to just farm as best as you can and find that opportunity to just farm. See, trades like these aren't worth it anymore because she has pots. So you're basically just making it harder for yourself. What you needed to do. Wait, Vi gonna gank? I think he might be dead here. Oh, never mind. See, now she's gonna potion. Okay, now, okay. What I was gonna say before is you're low. You don't have any pots. You're at disadvantage. So at this point, you don't want to trade. You don't want to trade. You want to just farm up and have your Doron shield regen you over time, and hopefully you can get healthy enough to where you can start trading again. But you aren't at that point yet. You have to be very patient in lane, and your best case scenario, like here, if Vi decides to gank or someone decides to push Annie out of lane and relieve the pressure off of you, you want to just shove in the wave and just back up because you're out of pots. She still has pots. Whatever, you can buy items, come back to lane, and reset. That's what you want to do. But you see, like, you're taking a lot of Annie's abilities, yet she can't kill you 100%. So, like, guys, don't be too afraid of Annie. She doesn't do that much damage. Okay, so, especially if you have Doran Shield. Okay, so it's good, you backed. Let's see what you buy. 2 long swords and 1 potion. Yep. Okay, goodbye, goodbye. Now you should be able to... Now you should be able to outdamage Annie pretty hard. I don't know if she's gonna stay here, but it's pretty bad that Annie didn't hard shove that. Okay, she's staying. She's staying. So you're about to hit level 5. Once you hit level 5, you gotta start getting aggressive because you're gonna outdamage her completely. All she has is a Doran's ring, no pots. So you're gonna need to use those long swords and just outdamage her completely. Keep track of her stun. What's her stun at? I can't really see it. But at this point, you want to get aggressive when you see the opportunity. Nice, nice. Q. Oh, nice try. I saw you trying to graze the dagger just a little bit. Okay, one thing that would have helped with this combo. Okay, so you hit the 5 and you knew exactly what to do. Eat W. Right? First of all, the Shunpo could have been better. Because your Shunpo wasn't placed right, it made it hard for you to hit your W. So here, you jumped on the left of her. You want to jump here to make sure you cover as much ground as possible. You want to jump right here. Don't rush the all-ins, just make sure you Shunpo right, because that makes a huge difference. Shunpo behind her, W, so that she doesn't really have any place to go, and wait to throw your Q. Like, if you Shunpo behind her here, and she takes all that time to walk, then once you throw your Q, then your E should come up almost instantly. So the later you throw your Q, the easier it is to QE. Does that make sense? So because like she chose the path that she wanted to walk to, so that's good. You threw the Q. You didn't end up hitting the W because you Shunpo'd weird. And I believe your Shunpo isn't up right now. And here at this point, she's just walking up to you, right? You should just auto. Like this dagger should, like, how do I say? You should just be autoing and try to bait her into that dagger. You're obviously gonna win the auto attack battle, but just know that you're gonna be tanking the mage minion, so you have to see accordingly, like as the fight goes, to see if you need to Shunpo out or not. And you try to graze it here. That would have been a good play if you decided to just walk straight up, but you started a little bit because you expected to pick it up. But regardless, you knew exactly what to do. You knew you had to go in at level 5. You had the item advantage and all that, so that's good on your part. Oh god. You could have actually flashed for that. Because you know she flashed when she came for the buy. So that's just complete overextending. You could have just flashed there and just killed her instantly. Okay, you have to shove in this next one. Wait. You're missing free minions. See, what's gonna happen here is because you didn't hard shove the wave and hard shove the wave to the tower, these enemy minions are gonna stall out your minions to where like it wouldn't crash into the tower. So you want it to crash into the tower. But it's yeah. You would have gotten the cannon and everything before Annie went back to lane. You want the minions to push into the tower while Annie can't respawn to that. And now Annie should be able to get like a few of these. Maybe even Lee Sin. Yeah, Annie got the cannon. You could have probably denied the cannon there. You should have just shoved in the wave. There was no point of moving down like that. Okay, so you decide to get Amp Tome, that's fine. Remember to start building into your revolver. For those of you who don't know, double longsword is good before 6. After 6, AP is better. Or pre-6, AD is better. After 6, AP is better. So that's why you want to get double longsword into revolver. Okay, let's see. Let's see the level. So you're 6 and she's 6. She has Lost Chapter. No, she has a Fiendish Codex. So I'm not sure 100% if you can actually kill her. You do have the damage to kill her 100%, and she's squishy enough, but you can't 100 to 0 her. So what you have to do is you have to poke her down. Try to set up Qs, poke her down, eat W just real quick, and make sure her stun is down. Yeah, kind of like what you're doing there, but you gotta make sure that. Yeah, like don't do things like that. You have to just wait for your Q. Be more patient when you go for trades like those. Because obviously your Q was down. So then you try to go for that. See, there was no point of doing that. Unless your Q came up, there was no point of doing that. You probably didn't have to exactly shove in the wave either. But if you don't want to deal with Annie at this point, the other option is to just shove in the wave constantly. So that's fine. So what you're doing here is because you're just shoving in the wave, Annie isn't really gonna look to harass you. And that's one thing that's good about Katarina, is that she can shove wave relatively fast and relatively safe, because you can Q, eat W out, and then E in again, and the wave should be thinned out. So at this point, you want to look to see. Alright, so the minions are back here, and they're gonna meet back in the middle. Probably gonna take like what, 30 seconds? You have that whole 30 seconds to pressure the map, and you have one ward. So even warding around the map, that's pressure. Anything. So if you see bottom lane, you can see that they are pushed up. So you can try to just look for opportunities there, but I don't think you can look for any opportunities right now because they're pretty healthy, and Actually, these two can set up for kills nicely, but more or less, like, it doesn't look very easy because Blitz is pretty tanky with the mana barrier. Triss can just jump out. So, take this time to ward. At this point, you want to take this time to ward. Ward something. Ward something. Okay, so you're going bot. Like I said, bot lane looked very hard to gank. Let's see if it's warded. Yes, it is warded. So they know you're there. First of all, if you're gonna go for a gank like this, don't go through try. It's too... how do I say? You don't get a good angle into the gank. Because if it's already warded, then you can't really, like, get him anyway. If you focus on, like, ganking bottom through river, even though it's likely to be warded, if your team decides to go in, you can find a better angle to go in. So yeah, going back here isn't good. Just make sure you go around the river next time, because now you're just missing precious minions. You should have had that judgment where, like, oh yeah, I probably can't kill Blitz, I probably can't kill Triss. Like, that's just knowing your damage. Okay, so it looks like Vi wants to gank? No. Okay, you didn't set your ward, which you should have. Okay, you're gonna set your ward now? Okay, guess not. Okay, I think at this point I'll just start setting up Qs. If she Qs that minion, get aggressive, because she's using her stun. Okay, okay, okay. You see Annie leave the wave? You might want to go help the Pantheon. If not, if you think he's fine, then yeah, you just... Okay, yeah, you're fine. Where did Annie go? There she is. Okay, she has no stun. This is your chance to set up a Q and try to trade. So you know that she's gonna go for this minion right here. This is the lowest minion here. So if she goes for it, that's when you throw your Q at these minions so that it lands right there. You eat W. Vi's coming in anyway. Oh, he's dead. Q. Oh, wait, where's your Q? You guys got the kill anyway. You probably didn't have to ulti if you Q'd. But yeah, that's fine. And he burnt flash too, so he's shoving this wave really hard back, and he has fucking teleport. So that's good for you. Regardless, let's see, 1300. I'll get the revolver here into boots with the refill. Nice. Okay, now you're looking for bot lane. Okay, bot lane died. So there's not really much you could do there, so you just run back mid. Honestly, if you really wanted to try to like all in Annie like 100 to 0, you could have potentially done it if you got no magic and try to like build into Merc Treads if you really felt like Merc Treads was necessary. Okay, missing cannons like me. See, you learn from the best. Okay, so there's nothing really much going on the map, but make sure you look at top. Okay, so top, honestly, if you guys 3-man top, he would have been dead, but that's really hard to coordinate. Okay, so you don't know where Annie is, but you should be hard shoving this. Okay, never mind, Annie's over there. The reason why is because Vi is right here to help you, and she has ulti. Does she have ulti? Oh no, she doesn't have ulti, never mind. It looked like she did. Okay, so you backed up. Annie's completely You should not be this back right now. Do you have any wards? No wards. But honestly, like, you could play up here. There's nothing to be scared of. Annie's low, and you have Vi right there. You just have to hug the top side because you know Vi is giving you vision for it. Just go pressure her. Go pressure her here. There's nothing to be afraid of. You're giving Annie so much leeway right now. Okay, so you know where Lee Sin is. Now you can play aggressive. You're level 9, she's level 8, but you decided to shove in the lane. It's kind of kind of hard to see this because Annie was really low, so she has very little to react to your abilities. So instead of just like shoving in the wave here and queuing, what you have to do is when she's going up for a CS, you want to start off your combo with your E and then W and then try to see what you could do from there. She's gonna be by the time you like you eat W and she throws out her QW. She should be pretty Let's see, 100. She can throw out your full rotations, but as long as she doesn't hit the stun on you and you ulti, you should be able to outdamage her because she has no real MR or anything, and you have a lot of damage. But don't shove in the lane. Like, if Annie's you don't want to shove in the lane because then she gets to farm under tower for free, and she gets to farm for free pretty much. You pretty much lost all the pressure you could have applied. A lot of the pressure you can apply is just by having Annie walk up to CS. That's huge because Katarina can take advantage of it completely. That could even lead to like kills to like a death or whatever. So if you see enemy at a disadvantage, it's like being is almost the same as like being low on health. Think about it that way. Okay, so there was shit happening bottom. If you're gonna hard shove in the wave, that means you're looking to try to pressure the map instead of just like, I don't know. Instead of just like trying to pressure the mid lane. I would be getting pretty aggressive when her sun's down, but she has mana now. But still, like eat W. How much pots do you have? You have 2 pots. Like eat W, Q, and then maybe even jump out afterwards. Like just small trades. Just get her low, and know that you have pots to regen you up. You have Doran Shield to make you a bit more tanky. So you're just gonna shove in the wave here. Okay, she throws out Tibbers. See, you see how little damage she did even if she had mana? Like I'm telling you, when she doesn't have mana, you can take full advantage of it. She got you low because like she stunned you with Tibbers, she hit you with WQ, and then after that she hit you with another Q, but she wouldn't have the mana to do that before. So now she has Morello, 1400. You don't have enough for Gunblade, so go for Cutlass. You can go no magic. Okay, so you do decide to go Merc Treads, which I respect the buy. Okay, so you're looking for bottom lane. Nothing really happening top lane. The thing is, like, bottom can't set up too well. If you mess up the setup, Trista's just gonna kill everybody. What's she? She's 4-0, yeah. So this is very risky. Okay, you have to go. Okay, Trish might jump in. Okay, you got that. EW, Q, E, and then E. I think you could have played that a little better. Okay, so you go around. It's okay to wait like right here. Like you don't have to wait here. It's okay to wait right here because they usually ward this. So and then eat W. The thing is, like, you threw the Q like weird. So you wanted to eat W, and then you know she wants to jump. So the moment she jumps, that's when you throw the Q. And then if you threw the Q and it jumped this way, you would have had a way to go on Blitz. So you would E onto the Q, and then you didn't have to use ulti here. Because you would have killed Triss with the EQ, and then you eat W onto Blitz, and then you Q again, and then if you use all the CC, that's when you ulti. But you got them both anyway. You have Gunblade now. You're gonna go back mid, burn your both refills, that's good. Lee Sin is gonna be around the corner right there. Hello? Lee Sin fucked up pretty bad. Okay, so now you're ahead. So what you want to do here is you want to look to back because you can get your Gunblade. So just look to hard shove in this wave like you were doing before. But Annie does have her stun. Oh god, you're staying so back though. You're staying so back for some reason. Are you dead? See, you knew Annie was gonna like had a way to kill you, right? First of all, I don't know why you're staying so back. You're staying super back here, and you were missing EXP. What you want to do is you just want to back up and just Q things. It's fine. You didn't have to E in, because you knew Annie had the burst, and that's what you were afraid of in the first place. So why would you E in afterwards? You know what I mean? Okay. Okay, so you have Gunblade. You're gonna get Merc Treads. Alright. Okay, let's see what's happening bottom. Just waiting for your respawn. Trist is dead. Got Lee Sin and Blitz over there. You could have maybe potentially got buff farm and then move your way up. Because some of these minions might actually die to tower. Nah, I guess it's good to just give it to Zaya. So Annie is pretty squishy. Oh, the Gunblade, and then E auto. Nice. Okay, so here you should just shove out the wave and pressure the tower. Okay, because Lee Sin's there. You can't pressure the tower, so this is when you want to start pressuring around the map. You have one ward, go ward dragon or something. Like, you have to go and ward something and use your wards. So you know Blitz is mid. What you want to do here is basically you want to be pressuring the towers at this point. Well, maybe if you did look top, you could have potentially gotten the kill on Swain. Like even go for a dive or something. Pantheon is... You know, Blitz Trist decided to swap. So here you could say like, you know, if you can ask your bot to swap with you. That could have potentially helped you get a little bit more farm. I think Annie might be going bot as well. I don't know where Annie's gonna be, but that's usually what they do if bot goes mid and Annie's gonna go bot. But you're gonna have a hard time. Oh, Annie's TPing mid. But you're gonna have a hard time protecting this tower. It's probably gone now. It's whatever. So now Dragon's up, so you can guess that they're gonna be in their jungle, yeah. Like bot side jungle-ish, just pressuring around Dragon. Dragon's, I believe, is gone. You can assume that they're doing Dragon or Annie's over there, so you should shove in this wave.
Red team has slain the dragon.
You should have just shoved in this wave. You could have done it fast enough to where they wouldn't be able to respond to you directly. Just went for bot anyway. Now let's see what you have. Looks like you're going for Zanya's. I guess Zanya's is okay. I wouldn't get Zanya's here, honestly. Because the moment Annie, like, it's very hard to use Zanya's here. If you get blitz hooked, you're already taking all the hit, like, you're already taking like all their crucial abilities, and you don't really have anything to Zanya's afterwards. So then what you have to do is you have to Zanya's the abilities before they hit you. Like you have to Zanya's before Annie stun hits you. You have to Zanya's before Blitz Hook hits you. You have to... The only thing you could really Zanya's here is like the Swain Snare. I feel like that's the only thing you can actually Zanya's here. And that's not that good. I know like Merc Treads and Zanya's together do kind of work. But... it's not efficient. You'd rather just wait out the spells and then just go in when you're full health. Okay. At this point, you want to just like be there for your team and try to help out as much as possible. If you see no kind of pressure, see, you don't see any pressure. There's 3 people already pressuring, and that's why Triss back. So there's no point of you being around here right now. You want to just like keep your pressure mid lane. Could have pushed out this wave and then just back. Annie is still pretty strong, but you have Merc Tread, so it should be... She shouldn't hurt as much as she should. Okay. You could be going up here to help out Pantheon. Like, yeah. Are you going? It's probably just Annie and Swain. I think Rakan should have helped you guys here potentially, just to see, not exactly just fight straight up, just to see what's going on, get some intel. The Pantheon's jump in there. You decided to roam down too, but they're already dead, so yeah, you should probably stay mid. Now that Trist is dead, you guys should try to apply pressure. There's gonna be Rift Herald here, so look to fight here, because they're gonna stick around here and overextend. So you guys want to fight. But Xayah is pushing bot, and that's not good. Oh, you're dead. You're still dead. Oh, you're alive. Alright, first of all, you shouldn't have gone in so early. You wanted to wait for your team to go in so that you can go in afterwards. Second of all, I'm pretty sure... Oh, Xayah does get bot tower, so... But trading this tower for bot tower isn't worth it. I think Xayah should just came in and try to fight 4v5. You definitely should have been more patient there, though. Okay, here, look for some kills here. Go for Annie first. Oh, you went for Swain. Oh, so you're going Banshees. See, the thing about it is you should not go Treads into Banshees. You lose out on so much damage. So you saw Annie stun. I would have gone then Annie first of all, not the Swain. And as soon as you get that reset here, you didn't get the reset. As soon as you got the reset here and I saw Blitz coming, I would have shimpoed out. But you have to know who you want to target. You can't target Swain. You'd have to target Annie at that point, out of all people. But you're jumping into a 2v1, so it'd be a little difficult. And I thought you'd have more damage. But remember, if you're building treads, tabbies, don't stack up on too much. You're building treads and tabbies to go against the AD, AP damage or whatever, and then it'll let you build into other things like more damage. You don't want to go treads into Banshee's Veil. That's a little overkill. You want to be dealing damage for your team, because you won't have damage after that. Don't really know what's going on here. They died. Let's see. Annie and Swain are dead. For some reason, they kept staying overextended. Whatever. The thing about building Banshees is that it doesn't give... First of all, it doesn't give you that much damage. How much damage does it give? No one has Banshees. I can't even open this door right now. So... Wait, can I? Nope. So here, yeah, definitely look down to push down the towers. Like mid tower, top tower. Top tower looks a little difficult to get, because more or less, like, you're gonna want to stick with your team because they're gonna be doing shit like this and like potentially get caught. So you don't want to split off from your team too far, because what I've noticed in this elo is that there's a lot of splitting going on. So the group team will potentially win because everyone's just so split. So magically, if you guys are together and working together, yeah, you guys are gonna win out fights, especially as Katarina. Because Swain's on the other side of the map, but he does have TP. Xayah might be pushing up a little too far here. She has ulti? Oh my god. That was so bad. Like, she shouldn't have walked up that far for no reason. So this is pretty tricky. You need Vi and Pantheon to initiate so that you can go in yourself. So maybe best case scenario here is to have them push in, you know, thinking that they can siege and then just engage with Pantheon. Okay, you guys got Swain. Alright, now you guys gotta look to push something. Mid tower is low. Damn, you guys got pretty low down there too. But Pantheon jump in. We'll get the Lee Sin. Okay, don't go in on that. Potentially, ooh, okay, Rakan wants to go in. Tristana's just gonna burn through your entire team.
Shut down.
Hello? Got him. Okay, that was interesting. Alright. That extra bit of MR actually did help. Just know that you're gonna have to go in a little bit later than usual because you don't have the damage to clean up completely. But you do have the magic pin within your rune, so I guess that's fine. It's just that I feel like you're investing too much on Annie. Like, if you wanted some more... Actually, well, they also have a blitz where you can block the shield for, so I guess Banshees wasn't that bad of a buy here. I always felt like if you were gonna build that no magic, like early, you should have just built that into Banshees instead of building it into Merc. Like, that would have been better. Because you're undoubtedly gonna take the damage anyway. So, if you were gonna build Banshees, you should have just went Xerxes. Merc Treads is there so that you don't have to build Banshees, Veil. That's what it is. Merc Treads and Tabbies. Tabbies allows you to not go into Lasagnas. Okay, doesn't seem like a too safe of a fight here, but if... Ooh, okay, wait, you have to wait it out a bit? Oh, just kidding, you guys just destroy them. Holy fuck. Yeah, that was a good combo with like the whole Pantheon ult and everything. I personally would have waited just a little bit. And wait for that Annie to go in and flash stun. And then I would have went in. That's just a habit of mine, because if you go in too early, it's pretty bad. And especially like in most cases. Like I think this is just maybe, it might be like a high elo thing. Because like usually like when I go in too early, like they focus you instantly. But they got pincered pretty hard there. For some reason, they were sticking around like there. It was kind of awkward because there was a ward and they didn't think it was warded or whatever. Okay. So Annie's 2-6. Fed one's the Trist. You have Haunting Guys, which I don't agree with because at this point you want Void Staff, not Haunting. And the reason why is because you don't have Cirque Shoes. You want to just go Void Staff because you have no pen at all. So building a Haunting Guys isn't going to be that effective. That was pretty bad with Con ulti. So at this point, I think with your comp, what you want to do is you want to be sweeping around the jungle and try to make picks there with Vi and Pantheon. So Pantheon pushed out bot, but it seems like here is just gonna be a full-on fight. Annie stuns minions. Okay, E onto Annie. WQ. Nice. Annie goes in to stun the minion. What a fucking play. Okay, that should be penta. Nice, nice. Okay, so I guess that's exactly what you guys want to look for. Like, alright, another tip. If enemy has Baron, and you're the enemy team, no. If you were the enemy team right now, you don't want to push up here and do Baron, like, and try to fight against the Baroned up team. Like, don't do that. You have to turtle as much as you can, and you gotta make sure you're in safe quarters. Enemy team misplayed really bad there, like, things like that shouldn't work. But you know, this elo is just very, it's a wild card, so even like analyzing these kind of replays is very difficult sometimes. Because I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So you went into Leandre's. I guess they don't really have much MR. Lee Sin and Annie are the only ones that have it. Annie didn't build in. Annie doesn't even have boots. What is she doing? You don't have ulti, so you can't fight her. What? Your team is throwing here. Okay. Okay, you killed the Lee Sin. You go on the Trist. You don't have to do this. Like, you just want to back. Lee Sin's already dead. So if Lee Sin is dead, what you want to do is use your numbers. Like, you already gain an advantage, but you try to go for more, which you shouldn't have. You want to use your numbers advantage to just start pushing other things. Don't, like, one pick is actually huge around this time of the game, so use it. You know, you want to use it. You want to use that. Don't look for that short-term satisfaction where you can think you can get a kill. No, once you get a pick, you're like, okay, we're 4v5. Let's go push something, and let's try to end the game, rather than trying to get more kills or trying to make plays or whatever it is. Okay, so you died, Lee Sin died, wasn't worth it. Lee Sin's 2-5. Pantheon's jumping in. Like, all this, whatever is happening right here should not be really going on. Because you guys have Baron. So, and they have an inhibitor down. And you see all these room to get kills. It doesn't matter if you can get these kills. Like, it does not matter. You should be looking at the bigger picture and go through that, like, go through that strategy rather than just going for these random kills that might not even lead to anything. Because people are gonna die, you're gonna die, and it's just not gonna do anything. You wanted to just reset with your team. You guys got a hip, just group, and go push bottom or something. Have Pantheon push top. You know, something like that. You need to play more objectively. Don't do silly, stupid shit like this. You killed the Lee Sin. That was good. You should have just backed out after that. Especially going on a Trist that's 17-7 who has ulti to cancel everything that you do. But I'm guessing you guys still win this game. Okay, so it's a 3v3. I would have went on the Swain. Maybe you didn't jump on a dagger? I guess that worked out since you killed Blitz and Trist. I would have went for the Swain there. Swain looked a lot more free. But I guess because Rugon jumped on the back line. Yeah, I guess the follow-up was fine. Just know that your build is very... like, you don't have Void Staff. And I can't stress this enough in all my guides. But you have to build Void Staff 3rd, 4th item. So what you wanted to do here was you wanted to get Gunblade, Banshees, and after you got like Banshees Mercs, you want to get Void Staff afterwards, but instead you got Leandries. You'd rather get Void Staff so that you have the damage. You're just gonna be a little bit more squishy, but you'll do way more damage than Leandries. I can't stress this enough, and you're going into Zanya's, so you have the survivability and whatnot, but Void Staff is actually what helps you like kill people. You have the survivability, you have the ability to live, and you're gonna extend fights. That's one thing. But first of all, Triss is gonna completely shred you down. She has a QSS, so she's gonna be harder to kill. But it seems like you guys win this next fight anyway. Okay. And you guys just sweep them, kill them all. And yeah, game is over. Okay. So recap. I think you have to learn how to control your wave better in the early game. Don't always try to look to push in. If you throw your Q and you're gonna end up pushing the wave by Eing in, like don't E in. Like that ruins your wave. That ruins your plans of like trying to pressure Annie. I think you could have definitely found sure ways to pressure Annie in the early game, but instead you went for like these weird, like you try to go for these like weird things. It's a stretch. Like just look to just Q when it lands on them, E W out. Like it's very simple. The moment Annie is overextended, vulnerable, no mana, you start off your combo with your E, you W, and then you finish your combo from there. Don't just focus on those two. Don't do anything too fancy. It's not gonna go too well. Don't feel rushed. You know, be patient in the laning phase. Katarina generally, her goal is to get to mid game safely with items and with good farm. That's her biggest goal. And killing people in lane helps a lot, but you want to just you don't want to forget about that end goal. Like don't push too hard to get kills or get harass, because that's not what you want to do. You want to just get big for mid game so that you can just clean them up and kill them everywhere, right? If you're gonna build Merc Treads Banshees, don't build the Mercs. You should have just held on to the no magic and just went Sork Shoes and then went Banshees afterwards. That would have been better because you would have had more damage. If you're gonna build Banshees second, Sork Shoes, then potentially you could have built into another item. I think you should have went at least Void Staff's third or fourth item. I think in this case, they weren't really building MR, so fourth item would have been fine. If anything, Zanya's Banshees would have been a lot harder to deal with. So you could have done that instead of building the Leandry's third. Because remember, Void Staff is actually like the pen item. You want to get Leandry's just for that little, it's not even Leandry's, I'll say Haunting Guys. You want to get Haunting Guys for that little bit of magic pen early game, because that's when it matters the most. Because having that extra 15 magic pen and taking away 15 of their MR early game is like almost half of their MR on a squishy. Because it's usually around 30 to 40. So that's a big difference. But once people start getting big, some people have scaling MR, some people just buy MR items, you know, stuff like that. Like, then you want to get Void Staff. So, Haunting Guys for that early pen, Void Staff for that later pen. Your combo seemed pretty solid. It seems like you knew what you're doing with your combos. Team fights could be a little cleaner because I see you like jumping around, not really picking up the daggers you threw. But you're just going around kind of dealing damage when more or less you want to be, if you want to be as effective as possible, you want to make sure you use all your daggers and you have a purpose for all of them. Around mid game, I know it was pretty difficult to try to like, because you guys were pretty behind, but stick with your team as much as you can and try to fight with them. You want to stick with your initiators like Vi and Pantheon because they're the ones that are going to set up for you, and try to coordinate something with them. Around like later into the game when you guys were all dying, like don't do that. Like the moment you get an objective like Baron, use the Baron to its full potential. What Baron is good for is it's made to push. So you want to get Baron and just push the whole way through your Baron buff. I don't care if you can find little kills, and like it's risky. It's risky regardless. That's why people in high elo don't do that. They're like, all right, reset. Let's just use his Baron. Reset. Like you gotta get into the habit of these things. I know. I don't care if you're just like, oh, like it works sometimes, like I get these kills, we end the game, whatever. No, if you want to be more consistent in winning games, you have to play more objectively, and you got to play around your advantages. You got to play around, if you have Baron, you got to group up and push because that's when you're the strongest. If you can look for these little picks, that'll make your, let's say you picked off that Lee Sin, it was 45, that makes your push even stronger against towers because they're missing a person. That's a huge misplay on the enemy team. And then you kept going for the Triss, and obviously you couldn't kill her. Another point, just don't jump on Triss. She has ulti. It's very hard for you to set up your daggers against her, especially if you didn't have ulti. Other than that, it was pretty solid game. I think you could have played the mid game a little better. No, the early game, and like towards the late game, it was getting a little shaky too. But overall, you did pretty well. And yeah, fuck Tristana. She's OP and annoying. Good thing your Vi and Pantheon were pretty strong.